In a world where one woman tries to start a podcast,
how will I ever do this on my own?
She thought she would have to get expensive equipment.
What? I can do all of this on a free app?
She thought she would have to find creation tools all over the internet.
You mean it can all be contained in an app on my phone and computer?
She thought she would have to do all her own distribution.
You mean to tell me this app is going to send it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all those other platforms for me?
She thought she would never make any money.
I don't have to wait for a minimum listenership to monetize?
She thought that she would have to find all kinds of different equipment and pieces.
But I'm going to download this free Anchor app and get started today.
Visit Anchor.fm and download the free Anchor app to be just like her, the ultimate podcaster.
Hello and welcome to the Lou Review. This is Rosa and I'm here with Richard.
Hey.
Tonight we're going to talk about our visit to Noche Mexican Barbecue on Bardstown Road.
Absolutely.
How much did you love the fact that they had a parking lot?
Look, I have been vocal on this podcast before, and I will be vocal again. Bardstown Road is the worst.
For parking?
Like, it just absolutely is. And so, even trying to park in their parking lot, we had to go down a little one-lane road, back up and
alley.
Around.
Like,
and
it's
down
called a street,
another.
but there's not like a street sign on it to indicate that it's a street. But apparently it has a name on the map. I don't know.
And it was just this hope that maybe somebody doesn't run into us on the way down the street. But they did eventually have a parking lot with an open space, and that's more than most of Bardstown Road has.
Yeah.
So
didn't have to park on the street. But there is always, like, we went at 5:30 and there was a lot more parking spots available when we were like the third people to be sat, I think.
Right, and so 5:30 on a Monday, still there was one open parking space that we managed to grab.
There were a couple others I could see further back, but yeah.
So it's still going to be a hassle trying to park.
Yes.
But that all of you people who go to Bardstown Road, you know that that's just kind of the law there. If there's easy parking, something's wrong.
So we went to Noche to try their Mexican food, right? So I had heard they had this cheese dip that had chorizo in it, and it was like a mixture of pepper jack cheese and some others. It wasn't just white queso. It was a combination of other cheeses.
Now, what was the name of that again?
The chorizo fundido, I think. And they make their own chips, and they have seasoning on the chips, which are really good.
Oh, it was. They also, I don't know if they made their own salsa or if they just had a particularly nice salsa, but we got a little bit of that as well. And let me tell you, that fundido was delicious.
It really was.
I think it was the best thing we had.
I think it definitely was. But, I mean, I'm probably always going to feel that way about cheese. And we'll go ahead and talk about your burrito that you ordered. We got the carne asada burrito. It was ginormous.
I think they called it the Noche burrito.
Well, that's two different things.
No.
Is it not?
No, it was...
It was a massive burrito, and it was covered in white queso. So I actually ended up eating the most of that so Richard just ordered for both of us, and he got the pulled pork tacos that come on a block, and you build them yourself.
That's called the carnitas. And I was not anticipating... I'm going to be a little bit harsh here. That pulled pork was dry.
Yeah, it really was. I couldn't, finish it, so I ended up eating his burrito because it was smothered in cheese, and that makes everything good for me.
Now, the good news was that burrito was so big that I had my fill and couldn't eat any more anyway.
He ate a quarter of it, and he was full.
Absolutely. Maybe it was the...
chips ahead of time.
Yeah, maybe it was the fundito, but whatever it was, I was not
leave.
very manly in my food consumption last night.
Well, we did not leave hungry, that's for sure.
True that.
Also, it was $4 margarita night.
Right. So they have Monday margaritas, and I got the traditional margarita. You went a
Which
little...
Which is lime.
You went a little fancy and got the...
passion fruit, but so I was hoping it would be sweet, but passion fruit flavor is apparently more on the sour end, more sour than lime. So I actually like the lime better than the passion fruit, and it's $1 extra to add any flavor besides lime, apparently. So just know if you want something sour, because some people are into that. They like sour candies or whatever, then get the passion fruit. My friend let me try her watermelon margarita, though, and it was so good. It was sweet, and I like sweet drinks, so that was my favorite. So if I went back, I would definitely get their watermelon margarita.
Definitely a missed opportunity there. But
well, now I know.
The lime margarita was just fine. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad either.
They were strong. They were potent. I'm glad we got them first and had some time to digest with our food.
Yeah, as she mentioned, we went with another couple and just kind of chat with them the whole time, and that margarita kept me happy. I think I was licking the salt around the rim by the end.
And our friends got the mix and match tacos, where you get 3 tacos and you can have whatever you want in them. I think they had chicken, and they each had one with brisket, and then I don't know what they got. I think one was carnitas.
Sounds right.
Yeah, so they were very happy. Those disappeared very quickly. They had much better appetites. No, that's not true, because he didn't finish his, because he said he'd had a burrito 3 hours before, so he also had a box, so. But we all left full. Absolutely. That is for sure. So we sat out on their lovely patio. So this restaurant, Noche, is in an old church. It has tons of stained glass, and then they have paintings of Day of the Dead type with the masks, with the white masks on.
Dia de los Muertos.
Thank you. And so I had to go inside and take some pictures. So I'm going to post a reel or two and some pictures of our visit. It's really beautiful, which is why I wanted to go. And I'm glad we went during the daytime, because you get to see the light shining through the stained glass, whereas if you go after dark, it looks like it would probably be pretty dark in there and not have the same ambiance. But we were seated out on the patio, which was covered. They've got a tent for it. There was a fan they turned on.
It was pretty comfortable.
Pretty lights, yes, and lots of foliage, container gardens around. So it was very comfortable. Very
now we went on a bright sunny day, and that tent was a lifesaver, because it wouldn't have been very comfortable otherwise.
No, yeah, because it was 90 degrees outside. We would not have sat outside without covered seating. So it was a really great patio space. It could fit a lot of people. It
was totally relaxing out there. I think we might have stayed and chat for an hour after our meal.
Maybe, I don't know. We enjoyed our company as well. So, but it was very comfortable, and nobody made us feel rushed or anything. So. Oh
yeah, the service was excellent.
And you get to pay at the table, because they have those things that they carry around. So that was really handy. So yeah. Anyway, I really enjoyed Noche. I think it would be a really great place to go back to. It was pretty affordable. I think our total with the tip was around right at $50 for the 2 of us.
And that's we had the 2 meals, an appetizer, and a couple of margaritas.
Right, because we had the appetizer on our tab, so our friends didn't have that. So theirs was probably closer to $30.
Yeah, the average, they had a couple of expensive items on the menu, but the average was about $15-ish per entree, with a $10 to $15 appetizer.
Yeah. So if you haven't been to Noche, you might want to check it out. And we will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.
Peace.